Third, first baseman, number 15, Millie Fidge.
Wowee, what a matchup that I got to see this past Saturday rather, at Rainbow Wahine Softball Stadium. And the UH softball team came through with a mercy rule win, 8-0. Well, in our hearts, it's really 9-0. And I did go to that one only. Unfortunately, I did not go to their doubleheader the night before because of some bad weather once again. Plus, I wasn't sure if the game was going to go on. But fortunately, it did. And despite a couple of weather delays, that doubleheader turned out to be a UH sweep. 10-8 in game one and 14-0 in game two in 5 innings. And they would win the rubber match 8-0 in 5 innings also. Now, I'm going to get to that in a little bit, but remember, guys, subscribe if you think that I'm worth listening to, or if you just want to see some more of my games. I will try to have one up later this week, or hopefully next week as well. But in the meantime, let's get into this. There you go. Nice going. UH softball sweeps Bakersfield. 2 wins by mercy rule. Is UH on fire now? I'll say this, though. I think they are on fire. If they're able to take 2 wins of their 3 over Cal State Bakersfield by way of the mercy rule, that goes to show that the momentum is back in their corner. Now, they did hit a bump in the road with a non-conference matchup against San Diego, and unfortunately came away the losers 4-3 in 9 innings. But even then, I would take a lot of good from that, because UH did show that they can compete. And if there was a game to lose, that was probably the one. Did that kind of take the wind out of their sails? I sure hope not, but at the same time, I'm kind of leaning towards it did not take the wind out of their sails. Now, they have a single matchup against UC San Diego today at 3 o'clock. Unfortunately, that will not be televised. But is UH going to come away with a season sweep? I sure hope so. They sit tied for 3rd in the standings. And to be honest, would I have picked them to be about 3rd in the standings? Honestly, I don't know, because I wasn't sure how Coach Panita Thanatharn was going to do. But if the team is winning, then I still think she'd be a good successor. And so far, the team is winning, and they're competing. And to be frank, like I said in a prior video, I still think that the team is in good hands with Panita Thanatharn as head coach. Frankly, I would have voted someone else, but I'm always under the impression of, hey, show us what you got. And my take on her is she's a good successor so far. If the team's still winning, there's nothing wrong. Obviously, Bob Kula left some big shoes to fill with him retiring. And so far, I stand by what I say when I say that Coach Thanatharn is being a great succeeder so far. Now, did any game slip through their fingers? I like to think that the San Diego one was the only one so far. But as far as conference goes, I don't think so. I mean, they tried hard. They've tried hard. They haven't succumbed to a late rally at all from their opponents. But still, to see them come through with the kind of wins that they got, that's good. And for them to take 2 over Cal State Bakersfield by the mercy rule is a big statement in itself. But the one girl that I think is really coming into her own, Colby Kochi. She hit another home run in the Bakersfield rubber match, and I couldn't have been happier for her, because I think that's number 2 for her as a Rainbow Warrior. Oh! Up over and good! Are you kidding me? Nice job! to be frank, like I said in one of my Instagram stories, I don't know what she's eating or drinking, but keep it up because it's working. And if that home run was any indication, look for her to make some real noise next season. I think that along with girls like Jamie McGahee, who I think will come back next season, they're going to be hitting a lot of home runs next season, without a doubt. And if they can find someone else who's good at hitting the home runs, they may have a chance at the Mountain West. So is UH on fire now? I think they are. I think they are hitting their peak. And if there was a game to lose, unfortunately, San Diego was probably the one, but they did give themselves a good chance to win it. And had it not been for maybe a miscue or two down the stretch, now I don't know how the game turned out, but I do know that they lost 4-3. But I did also know that they were able to lead for much of the game. And to do that against some kind of high-power talent like San Diego, that's proof that they came ready to go. And if they can take the good with the bad from that game into their UC San Diego series, they should be able to do well. Are they going to sweep them? I don't know. I think they will if they have some luck come their way. But I would like to see them play well. And when they come home next week for senior week with the Cal Poly series, and then they go on the road for UC Riverside, and then it's the Big West tournament. And that will be the official last time that UH softball will be a member of the Big West. And I'm looking forward to the Mountain West and how they'll do. Do I think they're going to win it? I don't know. I'd have to see their opponents first, but I like to think that they're going to make a bid for the lead, let alone the top three. And if they can do that like they did in Big West play, who knows? Maybe they'll make some noise then in Mountain West play. But still, I think that the softball team has answered a lot of questions with the retirement of Bob Coolin. And so far, Coach Thanathorn, you're a great successor so far in my book. The team's still winning. That's all I need to see. But at the same time, you also can't judge the happiness of this team in wins or losses. But from what I can see, the team's still winning, and they're still having a damn good time on the field. You've earned my vote for sure. I hope that she's going to be around for a long time, and she deserves it too. Now, obviously, would I like them to win the Big West? I'm sure I'd like to, but just as long as they played well. But then again, you also have to deal with some of the front runners like Fullerton, Santa Barbara, and to a point Long Beach State, which was Thanathorn's old home. But still, I didn't really know what to expect. But so far, they've answered a ton of questions, and they should be very proud of themselves, just as much as I am. Now, as for the Bakersfield game that I attended on April 11th, they played extremely well. They were able to do all the scoring then. And on top of all that, aside from Colby Kochi hitting another home run, I also think that they played extremely solid and they were able to get the breaks to go their way. Now, obviously, softball is a game that can go either way. Like, you could win with 2 runs or you could win with 10. You never know. But to see them take 2 wins by the mercy rule over a team like Bakersfield, I know it may not be the ideal team that you want to get 2 wins over the mercy rule, like maybe Santa Barbara or Cal State Fullerton. But still, you take what you can get. And if you can take some momentum then from that, more power to you. So I think that they're hitting their peak. And if they can keep this up by the time the tournament comes around, I would not rule out UH taking the honors there. And hey, basketball won the Big West tournament this past March. So who's to say that softball could do the same thing? But, obviously you get in the tournament, anything can happen. I sure hope that they can do something there and maybe even do better than they did last year. I'm not saying that they did a terrible job, but they could have played better. But still, to take down Fullerton and Long Beach State, that's a statement in itself. So hopefully that will happen. And hopefully UH will sweep Cal Poly for their final series, for their final homestand. And that will be senior week. Now, obviously, I missed the Fullerton series and I missed the Bakersfield doubleheader, both due to some questionable weather. But will I be there for the Cal Poly series? Absolutely. At this time, it's the final series. I got to come out to all three and show my support. I've been at softball for 4 calendar years now. This next month will actually be 5. But still, it's definitely not going to get any close to UH men's basketball, which I've been going to for almost 30 seasons now. So hopefully UH will do well against Cal Poly. They were able to take 1 of 2 the last time they faced off against Cal Poly at home. But that 3-game series at the time in 2024, that became a 2-game series after weather ended the rubber matchup on Friday at just 2 innings in, and it turned into a 2-game series. So hopefully we'll have a better showing, and I do think that we will at least get 2 wins over them. If we can get 3, that's even better. But at this point, I do think that I would like to think that UH has punched their ticket to the tournament anyway, but it'll all depend on how they do against UC San Diego. But they do need to win at least 1 or 2 to give themselves a good chance. And that's where I'll leave it. So anyway, guys, that's all for today. And remember, subscribe. I'll see you all for after the Cal Poly series next week. So thanks, guys. Go Bows. We'll see you all then. Well, I'm a punter, everyone.
Next ball game, first single of the 5 innings. 8-run Warren, score 9-0. Hawaii over Cal State Bakersfield. Hey, we thank you so much for attending today's game. Your Rainbow Wahine Softball team returns to the Rainbow Wahine Softball Stadium. That's right for your